Good day, guys. So, I'm back with another episode to talk about something very important that has been brought to my attention. So, yesterday I was scrolling through Twitter, which is now called X, and I saw some comments about a girl being bullied. I did not understand the context of the story or what was happening, so I did a deep dive and I saw videos of a young girl being slapped repeatedly by another girl in her school. Now, I was confused as to what was going on, because why are you slapping that young girl repeatedly? And these are young students, teenagers. So this shocked me because I found out revolting the way the girl was being slapped, how she could do nothing but just take it and be silent, and it seemed her silence was encouraging the bully to keep on slapping her. So in this context, we have a bully and the bullied. So I'm going to give a kind of overview of the situation as covered by some newspapers that have come together to try and understand what's going on and what actions have been taken. Then I'll give my opinion on what is going on and how we can perhaps do better. So the bullied student is a student of LED British International School in Abuja. It's one of those elite schools in Nigeria where parents pay millions for their children to basically go to those kind of schools. So you don't exactly expect your child to get bullied in school when you pay millions for them to get quality education, but it seems bullying is everywhere these days. So the name of the bullied student is Namtira, and with some journalists, she narrated what was going on that led to her being bullied. So she narrated how she was slapped repeatedly after being forced into a corner in the school's cafeteria, right? And this is a very interesting story that I think we should stick around and try to understand better, because this is something that is rampant in our society, in our schools, and even unfortunately in our homes. So in this interview that Namtira had with journalists, she said how Mariam Hassan is the bully in this instance, approached her and sought advice, right? So Namtira said that Mariam slapped her as she questioned her. So imagine someone is asking you a question and slapping you before you can respond. That's a very jarring situation. So Namtira added that a staff saw them but did nothing about it. I mean, the goal to see such injustice happening and just ignore it. We expect our adults to be there to protect us, to help us out of difficult situations, but it seems Namtira did not get the same mercy as other students might have wanted. So Namtira added that Mariam and her goons took her to a corner in the school's cafeteria and repeatedly slapped her, right? And this is quite interesting. Now, we don't know the other side of what the bully said. We've not gotten anything from the bully yet. However, I don't think that is important, because how can you and others gang up on a young girl, bring her to a corner in the school's cafeteria and repeatedly slap her, demean her? That is wrong. The videos are quite sensitive, right? I saw those videos and I would like not to see it again or even watch it. You could go on X and on some blogs on Instagram and you find them there, but they are quite disgusting. So the school in Abuja is now shut down temporarily because they're trying to address this bullying incident, right? But before I just even go further into other things, is that please try to check up on your children, your brothers, your sisters that are still in school, not just secondary school, even tertiary institutions, because you don't know what is going on. Because many of our kids, they go to school and they come home and they don't tell you anything. They might just lock up or just smile and you don't know what is going on. because many of our kids get bullied in school, but they go home and they keep short. They don't let you know anything because they don't want to get more attention on themselves. Because if you as a parent comes to school to talk about it, they just get more attention on themselves. And many schools, unfortunately, do not take bullying as a very serious incident. And when this went on viral on X, that is Twitter, I'll call it Twitter for the sake of many of my listeners, right? There were mixed reactions, but overwhelmingly, many people denounced this action of bullying within a school. People were calling it vile, atrocious, something that must not be tolerated, that must be stamped out, calling on the attention of the school authorities and parents and more. But a subset of these reactions were people, older men and women, who were saying that she should have stood up for herself, she should have defended herself, she should have fought back. And I'm appalled, because I'm wondering, how is a young girl supposed to fight over 4 or 5 people that ganged up on her? How was she able to fight back? Imagine there was someone who witnessed this action, an adult. However, they did nothing. How do you expect that girl to do such? And we don't know if there's been history of bullying by those goons on this same student, Namtira. Additionally, is the fact that while going through these comments, I noticed that some people were alleging that bullying is a culture or a norm within this school, that many students are being bullied daily. And then I also saw on that video of this action being also done to a boy. Right, there was a boy, he was on his knees, and there were some guys ganged around him, slapping him, and he used his hands to shade himself from the beating till a student saved him and pulled him away. So this calls into question that what is going on at LED International School? What's going on there? Is a student being bullied daily? Is there some kind of bullying culture in that school? What is going on? What is happening to those students? At the moment, LED British International School has responded to the viral video, and they have stated that they disapprove of the incident and have begun an investigation into the matter at the moment, right? So the school is temporarily shut down. But you know why this is happening? It's due to the outrage and the virality of those videos. Because if those videos had not gone online, had not become viral, attention would not have been drawn upon it, and eyes would not have been locked on that school, which means it would have gone on over and over again. So it means there are many students out there in other schools who are being bullied. However, they can say nothing. They might not be believed, or nothing will be done. They will just keep on getting bullied and bullied over and over again. Because how many students are going to have a chance to have their bullying incident recorded and posted online to go viral, to draw attention of people, to pressure the schools to do something? I, for one, have never been abused or bullied in school. I have not, and I am quite grateful for that experience. Back in secondary school, junior secondary and senior secondary school in Nigeria here, I never experienced bullying, and I never witnessed bullying. My school was pretty tough on things like that. And I had a jovial atmosphere and relationship with most of the people in my class and other classes. So bullying was never a thing. I knew it existed, but I never experienced it. Because whenever I saw movies or TV series from Hollywood or from Australia or Britain, I saw students being bullied. And I'm like, what? I usually kind of like think maybe that only happens in those Western countries, until I had to become aware of the fact that was not the case. Bullying happens worldwide, but I was just too young and too blind to see it within my own country, within the context of my own country. Right? So I want to define what bullying is, so we should be clear about what it is and what it is not, and how it can occur, because there are various forms of bullying. The same way we have abuse, and then you have emotional abuse, physical abuse, spiritual abuse, and so on and so forth. So bullying is a repeated aggressive behavior aimed at hurting another person. It can be physical, verbal, social, or emotional. Right, so physical bullying involves your typical slapping, hitting, kicking, shoving, and destroying people's items. So physical abuse. So that's the type that we usually see and recognize that, okay, that is abuse. So what was done to Namtira is physical abuse. We're not aware if there's any other form of bullying yet. However, we have the physical bullying on video. Verbal bullying includes name calling, insults, curses, threats, and teasing, right? So students experience that, where someone just insults you. They could pick on your insecurities and insult you based on that. And then we have social bullying, where the students are excluded or rumors are spread about them. And you have emotional bullying, where you have intimidation, humiliation, and isolation. So we don't know what kind of cumulative experience of abuse have been meted out on Namtira, right? However, we have the physical abuse dead on camera, on video, which shows that she has actually been abused. Like I said before, I only thought that bullying happened in Western countries, but bullying can happen anywhere. But it usually tends to happen in schools. Right? Schools seem to be a breeding ground for bullies, and I'm going to explain why. Usually at home, and I'll use a Nigerian home for an example here, children get abused by their parents. The parents beat them, call them names, isolate them, lock them in rooms, beat them up, kick them out of the house, shame them in the streets. I have seen those, I have witnessed those. You can go online and see Nigerian parents talking about how they will gleefully abuse their children just in the name of discipline. So we term that abuse discipline in Nigeria. So your mom or your dad could take a belt, an iron, a rubber slippers, whatever it is, and begin to hit you, call you names, make you feel worthless, like you don't deserve to live. Many of all these things happen in Nigerian homes, and it is no secret. We are all aware of it going on. And these children grow up, they go to schools. So there's a dichotomy that happens. Some students might become shy, introverted from this abuse at home, and become easy targets to be picked on and bullied. Other students then turn out to become the abusers and bullies because they want some form of control and power to abuse and bully other people. They want a sense of control in their lives as well. And the reason why bullies always go for the weaker person is not usually about size. No, it's about control, power, domination, and manipulation, because this weaker person, they can do all the things that is being done to them or they feel has been done to them onto that other person. They can manipulate that person, make that person basically project their own insecurities, their own pains and hurt onto that person through bullying and abuse. Right, so people can bully people for try and gain power and control because they feel insecure or powerless about themselves. They want to get attention, and they are copying behavior they see at home or they see normalized around them. Bullying happens, and it's so disgusting that this happens in this century, in the year 2024. It's happening, and bullying has serious consequences where you get beat up and abused at home and you're still bullied in school. That will affect the mental psyche, the psyche of any child. the child will get depressed, might have suicidal ideations, might turn to drugs or porn or something just so they can escape that trauma, that pain. And our mental health is not talked about enough in Nigeria. About for kids, for adults, for teenagers. No, it's not. It's overlooked. And we have to understand that Nigeria is such a fertile ground for abuse and bullying because it's ingrained into our culture of discipline. It's in like corporal punishment in schools. My school where I did not experience abuse or bullying, mind you, still had corporal punishment where teachers could beat you up if you didn't get a question right, if you missed an assignment, if you did the assignment you did not get the questions, you did not get the answers right, or you are late for the assembly, or you do something wrong, you are publicly shamed, you are beat with a cane. And those canes are I can tell you, quite rough. Many students in my school, I remember when they know they're going to get flogged, they go to the toilets, they put books in their clothing, right? So for the ladies around their skirts, they put the books there, or the guys as well. And so when you get beat up, it just kind of like numbs the pain for them a bit. But then the teachers found this out and started beating students where they can't put books, basically, so on their backs, on their legs, and on their hands. I myself got beat once. I arrived late to school, and my proprietor was leaving the school grounds in his car, so I could not greet him. And in Nigeria, greeting is an important thing, especially for elders. You greet your elders. So he was driving off the campus, off the school ground, and I moved away from the car so I wouldn't get hit, of course, so I had no chance to greet him. However, he saw me and he took me not greeting him as a slight. And so he stopped his car, he got out, he called me and said I did not greet him, that was inappropriate and I should kneel down in front of the school entrance, and called the teacher to beat me. And the teacher beat me, but he said that was not good enough, and he took the cane and beat me some more. I was quite tough not to cry, but when I go into the classroom, I cried my eyes out. Anyways, that was a traumatic experience for me. Okay, so studies have shown how there's a high prevalence of bullying in Nigerian schools, and some of the factors that have led to this is our cultural norms, right? There has been less emphasis on identifying and addressing bullying compared to other countries, because in Nigeria we take anything thrown at us, we don't discuss it, because if we start to talk about bullying and abuse the way it's done in the West, how there's so much attention on it to talk about it, to kind of like demonize it, to stop it because of how dehumanizing and traumatic it is. In Nigeria, you be called sensitive. Because if you go online, you see many people talking about how the abuse their parents have done to them made them better people, or made them they came out better because of it. But they won't acknowledge the trauma, the pain, the depression, and every other mental fuck-ups that they have due to that abuse. So basically, I want us to note that bullying is bad. And many students could end up committing suicide or losing their lives due to addiction or one or the other. And we must ensure that bullying is stopped. So the experience of Namtira and other students is not just swept under the rug. This must stop. Stop bullying. And don't bully your child. Love them. And try gentle parenting. We could talk about that in the next episode. Thank you. Good day.